do you react to the verdicts?
My reaction is that it's a sad day for all of us that the administration of a criminal case where people are charged with serious crimes has to take place in an atmosphere that we have right here. I believe in freedom of speech. I think all of us here believe in freedom of speech, but there is no such thing as an absolute freedom. For instance, you can't use free speech as an excuse to commit libel or slander. And by the same token, we have here a case that for some reason or other, this is an objectively ascertainable fact. The jury, since I believe January 15th, has had this case. They've had at least 7 days plus of full deliberations. And the thing that we have to think about in connection with publicity is what effect does it have upon 12 people who know that they are in an atmosphere such as we have in this Hall of Justice. This Hall of Justice is an armed fortress. There are people on top of the Hall of Justice with guns. Everyone that comes into this Hall of Justice is searched, male and female. The deputies are searched. The deputies search the deputies. They search, everybody searches everybody. And I mean, in this kind of an atmosphere, my subjective feelings are important, but what you did in this case, back in December 6th, at an office in the district attorney's office. You are part and parcel of the district attorney of Los Angeles County. You are his right arm.
Mr. Kaderick, there have been people who have assailed your alleged obstructionism as being responsible for what you term the carnival atmosphere of this trial.
Well, then let me say this. The genesis of an objection is an improper question. The man who asks an improper question asks for an objection. And if you look at it analytically, that's the point. And the point is that what we're talking about here right now is the publicity aspect of it. The fact of the matter is that prosecutors are very clever. Prosecutors know that the jury comes from out in the public, and whatever the prosecution has done in this case is well, rather than go into details right now, because we still have a penalty phase coming up, there's no question about it, but what the prosecution in this case has used this trial for political purposes. The mass media and the public have used it for entertainment purposes. The question that we have to resolve is, there's some very delicate questions of law involved in this case. Were those questions of law analyzed in a detached, you might say, ivory tower atmosphere, or were they analyzed in some other atmosphere? This is the big question, because we're dealing with, as I say, an armed fortress. This Hall of Justice is an armed fortress. Everybody that comes in or out, or anyone that goes in, is searched, male, female, everyone.
Mr. Bugliosi said a while ago.
The press is not guilty of any crime, I suppose, any premeditated crime. The press, historically, our press has always been out there trying to get the story. What we're saying is that there are within, let's put it this way, the District Attorney of Los Angeles County and the Los Angeles Police Department had the capacity not to do certain things, which they did in connection with this case. And they started the ball rolling. There's no question about it.
Don't you think the direct participants in the proceedings
in the Los Angeles Times, pardon?
Don't you think the direct participants in the proceedings in the courtroom have the ability to create the carnival atmosphere?
Well, this carnival atmosphere started before there were any court appearances. This carnival atmosphere started way back in December, and before that in 1969. And the fact that people all over the world are interested in this case and so forth is because the District Attorney of Los Angeles County wanted to become Attorney General, and he used this case for publicity purposes. It's a cleverly calculated scheme. And because the District Attorney, for instance, has a publicity department. Incredible as it may seem, there's an actual department in the District Attorney's office that feeds publicity. Now, the District Attorney of Los Angeles County was found in contempt of court. The man that's now Attorney General of the state of California, He was found in contempt of court for deliberately violating a court order on publicity. The appellate department of the Superior Court sustained that conviction of contempt. That philosophy. Thumb your nose.